Thank you so much for taking some time out of your busy day to chat with me.
Of course, thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
First off, what's your name? Where are you from? And what do you do?
My name's Ryan, or Sleepy Rye. I'm currently in Cherry Hill. I run AGL Sounds with Doug Gallo. I've been running this studio for almost 5 years now. Started recording people years and years before that, and just recently decided to start working on my own stuff.
Congratulations on the release of your single Nameless. So
Thank you.
which dropped on February 9th. What can you tell us about like the inspiration behind that?
So, Nameless actually happened after a psychedelic trip, and I woke up the next morning really having no sense of myself at all. And it felt like I was relearning who I was and what I wanted. And I had to challenge everything that I thought I knew. I actually started writing the lyrics for Nameless while I was going through that. So it starts off with he rises covered in ashes and poison is still in his veins. I was writing that covered in ashes.
That's wild. Is that the first track off of your upcoming EP that you wrote?
I think it is the oldest, yeah. Yeah, all four of these songs were written in at different times. But yeah, Nameless is the oldest.
Very cool. Very cool. You have, I guess we'll talk about your upcoming EP, your debut EP as Sleepy Rye, which is coming out on March 2nd. Very exciting, very exciting. What can you tell us about that? What can you tease us a little bit about what to expect?
So I actually just officially announced the EP, and I said, if you liked Nameless, listen to you didn't like Nameless, pre-save it anyways so you can talk smack about it. It's not really the same as Nameless, but it's got the same kind of vibe. So if you liked Nameless, come along. If you didn't like Nameless, still come along because it's different enough where you might actually enjoy something.
Nice. What would you describe in terms of kind of what genres you touched upon or the vibe or mood you were going for?
Well, so the first track off the EP is kind of this jaunty rock vibe. Second track is Nameless. Third track is it's only bass guitar and vocals, and it's really like choral and ethereal. And then the last song is kind of post rocky. It's a love song without the love song vibes. These songs were written so far apart. I was being influenced by something different each time.
Are you performing all the instruments? Did you bring in session musicians or what? What was
Yeah,
that
no,
process like?
I did everything on the EP except for master it. It was mastered by Alberto de Acaza. Just got to plug him real quick because he's amazing at what he does. But yeah, everything else, performance, the writing, the production, the recording, the mixing, that was on me.
Wow. Is this your first time kind of doing something like that? I mean, for having a studio, you kind of had your hands in a bunch of different aspects of that. So what was that like doing that for yourself?
Right. So actually, I released music for the first time under just my name, Ryan Hilsinger, back in 2009, I think. At the time, I was just recording in my parents' basement. I was in high school, so I was still living with them and recorded everything by myself then, but it was just acoustic guitar and vocals. This time around, it was a lot more. It was a lot more in depth. It was maybe more than I was ready to take on when I decided to take it on. But it just happened all of a sudden, and the timing felt right, so I did it.
And who would you describe as your musical influences?
Well, for sure, Incubus. Incubus has been since I was about 9 years old. And my older brother showed them to me, gave me a CD of theirs. On this album, there's some Minus the Bear in there. There's a little bit of Bayside. I personally love like Snarky Puppy and a lot of like neo soul is what they're calling it these days. Like Leanne LaHavis, Tom Misch, Esperanza Spalding. Yeah, that's what I've been listening to a lot.
Your music, is a lot of it inspired by things that have happened to you personally?
The 4 songs on the EP are all about things that I've experienced, but I don't know how many dozens and dozens or hundreds of songs that will live and die on my hard drive that I will write about absolutely anything. I once went to visit a friend in Philly and I got my days mixed up, and she had class the whole day. So I waited and waited and waited in a Starbucks and in different museums. And then when I finally ended up on a bench outside, I wrote a song about a cigarette butt that somebody flicked. So I'll write about whatever.
Do you ever write songs for other artists, for other people, as like a
Um,
ghostwriter or as a credited writer? Or?
So I'm actually starting to do that with the benefit single series that I was talking about. I'm actually next week I'm writing a song with Katie. And I started doing collaborations with people in Philly. So yeah, I'm hoping to do more of that. I'm hoping to do more songwriting for other people.
And how do you know Katie? If you well, you're like a drummer, right? So you've worked on one of her songs.
So actually, we met through the New Brunswick music scene. Just we just happened to cross paths, but we started working together a little more than 2 years ago, I think. Was the first time that I played with her. I played a show at Milk Boy in Philly with Kate. That was my first show with them back in December 2 years ago. And then we were supposed to go on tour, and then COVID happened. And she was like, I still want to work together. Let's keep on doing this music thing. And he asked me to be in the band, like in the band. And then after band practice one day, Kate was just like, Rye, would you happen to be looking for a manager? And meanwhile, me and my friend had just been talking about how good it would be to have a manager. I was like, funny you should mention that. But that's how that aspect of our relationship started. Now we're just super close, and at this point, she's just a great friend.
Oh, so she also is your manager.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's so cool. I didn't know she did that. I had an interview with her like a couple of weeks ago, and she's so modest. She's very smart. Yeah, she is.
Oh my goodness, she
knows a lot of things about a lot of things. Yeah.
She really does. Seriously. Oh my goodness, I am lucky. I am just super lucky to have her.
So I might have missed a little bit at the beginning. Can you go back to the compilation that you're doing?
Oh, the benefit series?
Yes, yeah.
Oh yeah, so it's gonna be called Sleep Numbers. I bring a band in for a day or two and we record a single together. I did my first one last month, and I'm just wrapping up work on that. Every band is going to choose a charity, and they'll come in. We'll either write a song together or just record it if they already have a song written, and release it, and all the proceeds go to whatever charity they chose.
That's really cool. Have you done this before? This is like a tradition, or?
So I want to turn it into a tradition. My studio, AGL, back when we were located in New Brunswick, we used to do monthly shows where we would record all the shows and run everything through the studio, and have a bunch of videographers there, and we don't charge anything. It's just for the sake of
Mhm.
the added bonus of the charity on top.
Nice, nice. Oh, that's cool.
Hopefully, it becomes a tradition. I've already got 3 in the works.
On a roll, on a roll. Keep on doing what you're doing. Where can people reach out if they want to be a part of this iteration or the next iteration?
You can reach out to me on Instagram at sleepyrye.wave, or you can email me at contact@sleepyrye.com.
What does AGL stand for? Is there a story behind the name?
So, Doug and I are both massive fans of Incubus. We were thinking of names. Doug threw out the name of a Incubus song, Just a Phase Studios. He wanted an acronym for the name. So I suggested Incubus has a song called Summer Romance, the anti-gravity love song. So I suggested Anti-Gravity Love Sounds. And that's why the logo is 3 heart balloons, because it's anti-gravity.
Oh my gosh, I see it.
Yeah, so it's Anti-Gravity Love Sounds.
That's really clever. I like that.
We had to find some way to pay homage to Incubus.
How did you meet your co-founder of AGL? Did you guys know each other from like high school?
Yeah, actually, we went to high school together, but only for a little bit because he moved and transferred high schools. Um, went to high school together for 2 years, but during those 2 years, I was working at a show production company slash record label, and we worked with Doug's band at the time. So that's how I started talking to him. And then eventually I joined that band. And then we became another band. And then I moved out to LA for a little bit. And when I came back, Doug was like, "Hey, you interested in starting a studio?" I was like, "Yeah, absolutely." I just gave myself a tattoo.
Oh, I see it. Yes. That'll be the thumbnail for the video. What's
Perfect.
happening? That is really cool. Is there a place that you recommend? Or did you actually like sit there and give it to yourself? Like with
I sat there and stick and poked myself.
true story?
Yeah, actually.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Like multi-talented. Oh, he can mix and record everything for you and be like your session drummer. And while he's doing that, he can also like give you a tattoo on the spot. Anything Incubus
actually,
is
actually, my friend Abigail, just started doing stick and pokes. Now they're already an incredible artist, but they just started doing stick and pokes. I was their first person.
Oh, that's cool. Is that a mushroom?
It's a nice little mushroom. It's in a little honey fungus.
Oh, that's awesome.
So actually, if you're in the Philly area and you're thinking of getting a tattoo, look up The Shape of Sanctum.
Yeah, shout out to Abigail.
Oh yeah.
So you have a lot of things going on. Aside from being a co-owner of AGL Studios, you're also a session touring drummer. Of course, you have Sleepy Rye. You've been, involved or associated with numerous bands. I guess tell us about like your musical journey. Do you come from a musical family?
So it seems like all of my family has some kind of musical talent that they refuse to recognize.
Mm.
Um, like my dad he was in high school band and had a lot of potential as a drummer. My mom has a beautiful angelic voice, as does my sister. My sister also played the flute and the violin. My brother played the bass guitar and the trumpet. But it seems that like after high school, no one chased it. So I guess I'm the one who chased it after high school. But that was always going to happen because I was banging on pots and pans and playing on toy acoustic guitars since I was 5, so it seemed like that was always going to happen.
I love that. That's a really interesting combination for the drums and the vocals. What would you say, like looking back, have been some of your, I guess, career highlights or moments that really stand out to you?
Honestly, one of my favorite things is meeting all the different people that I meet, just everyone that comes through the studio or different bands that hire me for one-offs. Like I just recently, last year, I got hired to play drums for a pop artist, Zoe on Venus, exactly a week before the show, and with no practice or anything, and we just showed up and we played the gig, and it went great, and we had a ton of fun, and just like things like that. I love moments like that, and just being able to meet everybody that I meet. And actually, I would say another highlight has been not necessarily related to my personal journey, whether it's AGL or Sleepy Rye, but I worked for a little while on something called the John Lennon Educational Tour Bus.
Mm.
It's a big tour bus like that bands go on,
Mhm.
and it was gutted and turned into a recording studio.
Oh, wow.
And me and 2 other engineers, we just drove around the country. Well, we didn't drive the bus, there was a bus driver. But the 4 of us, went around the country just teaching kids about music production and making music with kids. Oh, that was the best job I ever had. That was great.
Wow, that's wild. That's wild. But how long ago was that?
That was back in 2017, 18 ish.
That is really cool.
Yeah.
It's nice to be able to do that traveling before the pandemic and the
Yeah,
world
seriously.
changed a little bit.
Seriously, yeah. That 2017-18, that might be off. The pandemic has messed up my sense
Same here. I always think every day is Wednesday because
of time.
like days of the week don't matter a whole lot anymore.
Right, seriously.
Is there anything in particular you're looking forward to in 2022, aside, of course, from releasing your debut EP?
Well, actually, I have a lot of work that I did this past year that is slated to come out this year, and I'm really, really excited for people to hear it. One of the songs just recently came out. I recorded a 17-piece jazz big band
Mhm.
called the Grace Fox Big Band. Amazing. And the first song, just about love, just came out, and it's amazing. I've got a bunch of different projects that I played out this year. I'm really excited. And I turned 30.
Hey, milestone. How
Yeah.
does it feel now being in your 30s?
Well, we'll see. We'll see. I'll give it some time.
To be determined.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's so interesting how things have changed that, like a generation ago, it was like 30 was older, but now like 30s are a continuation of like your 20s, and like everything's just gotten like pushed back like a decade, I feel like, just
Right, right.
in terms
Serious.
of milestones and things.
Yeah, I like the way my dad described it. Your 30s are the chance to do everything you wanted to do in your 20s, but with more knowledge and more money.
I love that.
That's the energy I'm taking into my 30s.
So you already mentioned one person. Is there anyone who you'd like to give a shout out to?
Well, obviously, Katie. We talked about her. Katie Miller. Katie Miller. Shout out Katie Miller. She's amazing. She's absolutely incredible. Um, I want to shout out, actually, my parents. My parents really help keep me grounded long enough to do something like record and mix songs by myself. So I definitely want to thank you, Mom and Dad. I love you both.
Good son.
I'm a sweet son. I don't know about a good son.
There is a distinction. Do you have any music videos planned?
No, music videos to do well, you either need a grand mind or a lot of money. And I don't know if I have either. But I do actually have a Canvas video that is paired up with the fourth track on the EP, Never, done by Studios. And they took my idea and they brought it to life exactly what I wanted. So that'll be fun. That'll keep you occupied on that 4.5 minute song.
Where can people find you online if they want to listen to your music, if they want to send you a message? What's the best way to find you, or all the ways to find you?
So Bandcamp is obviously the quickest and best way to see everything that I've got. And you can contact me through there. That goes straight to my email. You can stream me on Tidal and Apple Music and Spotify and Deezer. And there are a bunch. I'm everywhere. I'm everywhere.
And on Instagram, is that your preferred social
Yeah.
media?
On Instagram, I'm sleepyrye.wave. I'm Sleepy Rye on Twitter, Sleepy Rye on Facebook, Sleepy Rye pretty much everywhere.
Nice. This has been awesome. Thank you again so much.
Of course, of course. Thank you. I really appreciate it. This is my first interview. I had no idea what to expect, but I really, really enjoyed myself. Thank you.